Why, hello there. I guess we didn't play the intro or the countdown because I misconfigured that, but it's last day of the year or the last show of the year. So welcome everybody. Yeah. So we got a couple things happening. First of all, since last night, since I cleaned up things, I now have a short somewhere on my layout. And I don't have time to go track it down. So there will be no trains running. How unfortunate. But that's the way of things. So happy New Year coming up and a Merry Christmas to everybody. So this is kind of the year-end show. And let's see who we got here. We got a crew of about 7 people watching. Let's see. Closet Branch, still looking for the tunnel motors. Brad in Willow Creek. Dan, he is on his way home. Yep. Okay. Windsor Valley Railroad. Morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hot dog pilot Andy. Good morning to you, or good evening to you, whichever it may be. Um, let's see. Who else do we have? JP. Good morning. You down south? Oh no. Sad to hear we lost another one of our in scale and model railroad people. Columbian and Western. Yeah, the festive border is kind of nice. Let's see. Pete Motley, good morning. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you as well. And I'm assuming this is a link to Mark Dance's channel. Thanks for sharing that, Pete. I mean, JP. Um, okay, so yeah, 9 people watching now. And let's see if you give us a little like and subscribe down there. That'd be cool. Yeah. So what do we got going on today? Well, not much because we were going to have trains running. I was going to announce that the Helix is restored, but somewhere along the way, since I tested it last night with an engine, it stopped working. So I go say good morning to Rocky. He's waiting and disappointed. Yeah, the trains are not running. And there's a Christmas train there, not running. And yeah, so he's just standing there. And let's see what else we got over here. Second level, coming off the Helix. No trains running there. I guess everybody's on strike. So that'll be fun. I got to figure out what happened. Did I leave something on the track somewhere? Well, it's going to be disconnecting stuff until the short goes away and tracking it down. So, yeah, that's my day after the show. But we won't be able to run trains during the show because of that. So let's get back over to look at the comments. Up to 10 people now. Smash it. Yeah. Link to a tour. Okay. Thanks for sharing that. So if you scroll back up in the comments, there is a link to a tour, I think, of Mark Dance's Well, I don't know. It is somewhere. The breakers are going cycling on and off. So I need to track that down. And I just discovered it moments before I started the show. So no time to figure that out. And JP says he's got two new scale train tunnel motors are safe in their boxes. The layout is full of sawdust and tools. Yep. Yes, I have a smoke alarm in the train room, and the power is off on the layout. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna turn it completely off here. But it's most certainly coming from. It is coming from somewhere on the track, or it's probably most likely in the board somewhere in the helix. I messed something up. Trust me, it was working last night. I ran the Heritage unit, the SP 1996, which is the UP in SP Heritage colors. I ran it up and down the helix, and it was working. But now, yeah, there's something that either I've left on the track, which I do not see, or it's most likely a wire is shorting. So, yes, I do have a fire extinguisher attached to the layout, below the layout here. Okay. Uh-oh. Mysterious glitch. Mysterious glitch. Most likely track laying issue is my my guess. As I figured out myself, um, I had um, I had to replace out or redo a switch turnout that was causing that derailment over going up onto the helix. The problem was that there's a little spring that had come loose inside of there. So let's see, what did I say? I heard Ken Patterson had a what's heat this week. I don't know what that means. Certainly, it wasn't too hot. Um, okay, some mysterious derailment happened to Ken Patterson. And let's see. Okay, so hi, Mom. Assuming that you're watching. Merry Christmas to you. Oh my God, he had a basement fire. That's not good. That's not good. Hey, Steve 87. Oh, he's down in Florida. Okay, Steve. Thanks for dropping in. um, yeah, I'll have to watch the update from Ken Patterson. Man, that's not good. Not good at all. But this is the reason why we have to keep our electrical stuff in good working order. I yeah. Hmm. Not good. Huh? The locomotive is the thing. Yeah. Sad news about Ken. That is insane. Insane. I hope his house is okay. But a lot of times you got a lot of smoke in there. Might not be able to live in the house for a bit while they clean that up. Yeah, the whole layout is foam, and yeah. All right. Well, thoughts out to Ken. I mean, in his honor, we will switch hats here. We were switching hats to the What's Neat this week hat. Yeah, Ken has got some amazing techniques that I often wonder about. Um, but he's been doing it for like 30 years. I also have, let's see if I can open this up without things falling out. Not everybody will appreciate this, but I bought this car quite a while ago. HO scale car. Bought that for my dad. My dad was the one that got me interested in watching Ken Patterson's show. Yeah, there was a fire. There's a gentleman named Ken Patterson. He runs a show called What's Neat This Week. Um, and he he's had shows running for a long time. In fact, he's a photographer and an artist and a modeler and a great asset down in the St. Louis area. So he has a show that he does every month with the Model Railroad Hobbyist magazine, I think it is. That's a kind of an hour-long show, and then every week or so, he does a show. I don't know what day of the week it comes out on, but he does a show, and he has a lot of his friends over, and even people visiting from all over. Another one he has on the show often is the gentleman's company that made this shirt, uh, Danny Yelsma Graphics. I'm not getting sponsored by them, but there is their work. You can see. I just happen to have this here. I was not doing any product placement or anything, but yeah, he is how Danny Gelsma. I heard about him via Ken Patterson. But if you ever need any shirts or anything, I think he can also help you do your own logo. So, JP, you could get uh, Beaumont Hill Subdivision or Inland Empire. You could probably get a logo with that with your shirt. Yeah, this is something about that pink foam. I'm not sure what the fire rating is. Um, I can tell you that there's some people that cut that foam, what I would say is not well ventilated areas. Um, yeah, so not sure what's going on there. Ken also does some stuff where he actually has embedded, the electrical wires are sitting inside of the foam. Um, which is fine as long as there's no short circuit or anything. But yeah, well, even our wood layout is probably fine as long as there's no sparking. So yeah, have short circuit protectors on your layout all the time. So yeah, I was just watching another guy who is it, the model railroader, DCC guy, Larry Larry Pickett, Larry Puckett, the DCC guy. He's down in Ashland, Virginia, no, North Carolina, I think. Um, and he was reviewing some circuit breakers and why you should have them. Yep, Puckett. Thanks, JP and Andy, for that correction. Yeah, hot knife. Yeah, I know Steve from getting back on track with Steve. He uses it. Um, but I use it. I've used it sparingly with the blue foam. I think it's better suited for the white foam. I'm really not sure what happens with the blue foam, but you could tell by some people cutting it with like hot knives, cutting through the foam. You could see like kind of if you let it there, some black smoke comes up. That is not what you want to happen. Steve Brown? No, not Steve Brown. Not Steve Brown. You're not in danger, but you should use you should be cutting it in a ventilated area. Yeah, well, to each his own, I guess. But that 2-inch foam was that mm, the go-to method for Ken Patterson. Um, it's pretty expensive though now. I mean, I think one sheet, 4x8 sheet costs like 70, $80. It is it is expensive. Yeah. Hey, Dwight, Curly Express, thanks for joining the show. We are just having like an end of the year thing. We are discussing I know you don't watch his, or I don't think you watch his show, but Ken Patterson had, had a um had a layout fire in his basement. And so it must be revealed. There must be a show or something that shows that. I think we got onto that because I'm not running trains at the moment because in my cleaning up of things and reorganizing some wire, I have a short circuit, and there was no time to actively go and figure out where it's coming from. I'm pretty sure I know. In fact, I could probably go and disconnect the whole thing right now. Um, get trains running on the lower layout. Yeah, I always wondered. Like, I mean, when you've got foam, then you have to glue. You can't nail into it. Um, yeah, it's a harder thing to affix your track to. Hey, I think that's Dan's model railroad journey. Thanks for joining the show. $49 a sheet of the pink stuff. I've got 1-inch project boards. They're 2 feet by 2 feet. They don't really. They're mostly good for modeling. I had stuck that down to my first layout in the garage. Used the Gorilla glue method and all that. You need to make your some wiring longer. You need to patch it. You need to extend it. And you need to join it. Splicing. Yep. Splicing is probably the right word. I just did that on a few of my things. In fact, while everybody's here, let's get a screwdriver out. I am going to go and I'm going to disconnect a wire and see if I can clear the short. So you can't see me, but I'm going under the helix right now. Maybe I'll wave to you, or you won't be able to see me. All right. So, okay. Which wire should I disconnect? This is a live troubleshooting. I'm taking the white wire, not cutting the red wire. All right. That is out of there. This is most likely the source of the short because this is where I was messing with things last night. And I'll turn everything back on again. And let's see what happens. Hey, I'm back. Okay. So, let's see. Got my, see, power. Yes. Well, that was it. That was it. Just one beeping sound there. Let's see. Switch turned, throw 42. And I can see them. They just switched. And 43. They are both set to go. All right. Maybe we can run some trains. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. We switched up the view. Rocky is waiting. Let's go back. And let's see. 8:30. Enter. Doing a consist. And I need to do one other thing off camera because of no power in this section temporarily. Out of caution. Let's turn on track 1, 2, and 3. And we do have the switches turnouts turned so we can get run around on track 2. It is something in the wiring panel for the helix. So that's one good thing to know if you have larger layouts is the ability to either have circuit breakers that you can find out which one is going. Mine are all in the central panel here. And we've got a train going. In honor of my other friend, Andy. Andy at Montrose and Highland. And let's see, I always get it wrong. His Santa Fe Railroad that is on the second level. We are running trains now. I'm going to go and reset the camera Yeah. My problem was I reset all those things. I cleaned up a little stuff, and there's a short now introduced in that panel. And there you go. Let's see. Um, let's reset this camera, this other camera, while I'm walking past the train here, because what we won't be able to see. Now I got it all set up here. If you bear with me a moment here while I adjust this camera real time. I know that's not going to go in the lower. I had this all set up, and of course, as luck would have it, I get a surprise. So let's see if I can get this camera down here lower, lower, and maybe I could catch a train on the other side if I get all the legs put back together again. Yep, the train's coming past the helix right now. Let's see if I could get back over. Oh, it's stuck. Why are you stuck? Oh, I can tell you why it's stuck. Yeah, okay. That is the power source for, that's as far as we're going to go. The power source, sorry about that. So I'm going to disconnect that panel. That panel also has the power for the auto reverser, and that is now with no power. So let's just go jump over to here. I spent all that time, and there's where we're stuck right now. Yeah, I know. You had to only see the door because I wasn't carrying a camera with me, Dwight. Yes, Closet Branch, it is your fault. Okay, not a hard short, but that definitely has no power to it right now because I I disconnected that. Um, I can get that running though. If you bear with me for another minute or two off camera here, I'll try to talk you through it, and you'll at least see that train sitting there. See, I need to get another screwdriver here. Okay, going back under the helix again. Excuse the narration. Entertain yourselves while I am disconnecting some things here. All right, if I disconnect that, that's all the power to there. Interesting. I only disconnected the auto reverser. So what's going on here? Very interesting. I need to check something shorting out that track. And I don't see anything. I see nothing here. Colonel Schultz. All right. We are going to see what happens when I turn the power back on. I'll be back over in the picture. All right, here we go again. Oh, interesting. What gives? What gives? Okay, so it is just that part. I've disconnected all the power to all of the helix, I believe, except for the outside piece. And we still have a undetermined short here. So, yeah, walking you through some debugging techniques that I can do live while I'm on the show here. Gonna go and take my, let me switch scenes here. And go take my test equipment, and we're gonna go over there. And oh, hey, there we go. And now to a commercial. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go back over to the other camera over here. And we're going to go and see. Are we having a short here? We obviously are, but I don't know why. I don't see anything I've left on the track here. There's no short across these rails. No short across the rails. All right, something else is going on. There has been gremlins busy at night, and it is beyond my time frame at 9:30 running the live show to figure out. Yeah, it's not going to be the turnout position. They're not power routing. Those turnouts are on the other side of that. So yeah, I didn't figure out why there's a short coming back through there. Gonna just have to start isolating things and see what's going on. But now I've actually narrowed it down, so it does not appear to be that. It's the BXPA1 somehow is shorting for reasons unknown. So we'll figure that out off show. But let's get back here. And so what do we got coming up next month? Next week. That is the it's January, right? So it'd be, according to this calendar, it'll be January 3rd. Nice UP calendar that I'm paid way too much money for. Thanks to support our friends in Union Pacific. Okay, so yeah, January 3rd, we're going to have layout photos for December 2025. So I should have time to get that done a few days after the 1st. So if you haven't posted photos up there, and I think several of you have who are people that post some photos in Roy Smith's Facebook group, and we will get that final show of the year run on the 3rd of January. My God, it's the 3rd of January already. So let's talk about what I did get done or thought I got done on my layout. So remember before You might have seen that the helix was deconstructed partially so I could get access to the track area. I'm setting up a camera right now, maybe, so I can show that. Um, and it was running fine. Famous last words. Um, there we go. So we've got the helix there. Then it goes all the way up to the third level, and um, I have the turnout up on the third level, and you can run up to the top, and with like a single engine or a car, you can get it back onto the downward. And I tested all that out. You cannot see the helix. Really? What are you seeing? Oh, interesting. I think. Okay, why are we not seeing that camera? Oh, it's not picking up. Okay, so the whole show has only been me. All right, well, that's a different problem. I'd have to restart. Looks like I'd have to restart the show, or maybe not. There we go. Oh my God, the whole show I wasn't switching off. So yeah, I'll put freaking missed out on things. So where can we put him? We'll put him up in the top here. Adjust the camera up. There we go. Okay, so the whole show we aren't able to see anything except for the door. Yep. Okay. This is what you get live TV. All right, there you go. You can see Rocky standing on the top of the helix. And now that that shot is in there, transition over to here. Here is the point at which we were not able to get the train past, because if you see just beyond the turnouts there, that is all auto reversing section, and for some reason I have screwed that up. So that will be this morning's exercise to figure out, and then we'll be able to get up to see Rocky at the top of the mountain. That is the top of third level. Hey, Klondike, nice for showing up. And we didn't get to see the trains leaving or anything. Yeah, so there was a train running, and it's now stuck, unable to move further. So yeah, let me make sure. Yep, might as well turn everything off here. Going off camera again. We will get back to that. We'll figure out what's going on. It's not too hard. It's just electronics. Main power switch is off. Turn off some of these lights. Okay, yeah. So that's been the story of what I've been working on the layout. I've also done some other stuff with some fast track stuff, but I'm not ready to like really commit to that yet. For one thing, if I do that, then I have to not. I can't run trains on the second level to return, but I will show you what I did. This is my first uh, track that I did, 17.5-inch code 55. And I do have to figure out to get the angles correct. So I might be redoing this. This might be just a test, but actually goes together pretty fast. Um, nice door again. Yeah, that is the closet door to where I keep all the crap that's not on the layout, which there's still a lot of crap on the layout. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I finally got, like I said, all this fast track stuff. It's really a very good, interesting system, but I would say that it's going to take some getting used to, and I might have some. I'll be limited to where I'm using the code 55. I originally got the code 55 for this fast track. The main purpose was to make sure that I could cut between the joints of the layout. So if I had to lift up stuff, that I could get access to it. But that means committing to code 55, including the fact that I've got a whole bunch of Pico. I got a whole bunch of Pico code code 80 and code 55, and I have code 80 track. So because code 80 matches up with the Kata unit track quite well. So some things to figure out, and because of that, what did I get? I picked up a bunch of shim material. Um, stuff works quite well. Got some polystyrene sheets in 0.01, 0.02, 0.04 thickness. And so I can slide those under uh, and make sure that I get the track levels right when I'm going from 55 to 80. Which one do I prefer, 55 or 80? Well, 55 means committing to and making sure you don't have any pizza cutter wheels, because the rails are lower in height, right? And there's might be less room for intolerances, right? But the idea of hand laying this stuff is something I want to explore. Yeah, I'm going to have to go and grab me some of those. Grab me some of those JP. So those are very much like the Gap Masters are very much like the ties. So so all the ties. So every, I think, fifth tie is a what's called a PC board tie, and you solder those on. Um, and then what you do is you can either do these. These are pre-cut out of wood, laser cut. You can glue these down, and then you cut out these little in between sections, and then you just follow the contour of your track, and then you lay the fast track, the rail on top of that, and then every fifth tie, is then like that. So yeah, I'll go and look at some Gap Masters that will also work for areas. And then, but it has been interesting for the geometries that I can get. Should be fairly solid. This track is not moving, and this is a firm 17.5 inch radius. So I have 17.5, 16.25, and 15 inch. All comes in one piece. And then I also have a straight piece that allows you to make straight track, basically of any length that you want. So you just keep laying rails, just assemble it. So this top level of the second level has been full of junk, just working on the stuff, and I just cleaned it off last night. So yeah, still being bugged by the fact that I don't know what's going on with that short circuit. So, but I'll figure it out. We will disconnect things until there is progress, and then put it back together. Okay, so that's what I got for this year-end show. I'd like to say, I think we just got to 527 subscribers. I'm checking right now. Yeah, somebody subscribed last night, or a couple people did. 527 subscribers. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I do like this idea of laying your own. Now, I also like the idea of this fast track system, because you don't have to, at N scale, it's even harder, but you don't have to then use um, you don't have to pin it down or spike it down, which can be hard depending on what your sub road bed is. So, yeah, yeah, railroad gremlins. Yeah. Thanks, Brad, and everybody who keep watching Brad's show. Brad's catching up to me if he's not already past me. I don't know how many subs you're up to, Brad, but Brad's making some great progress down there in New Zealand. What kind of jig am I using? I'm using the fast track jigs. Let me walk away for a second now, and I'll show you what I'm using. There's a couple of things. Now, the other thing is that in order to break even with you're not doing this to save money. I can tell you that much. I don't see how this, unless you are going to lay everything on a very large layout, or if you're going to lay turnouts of specific sizes, will you recoup your losses? But they make these things. I think a CNC machine cuts these out of the material here. It's metal. It is not ferrous, so does not, magnets do not stick to it, so it's not iron, but it is a fairly good piece of metal, fairly heavy. And what you do is, see where the tie slots are. Those are where you put the PC ties in. Then you lay. I've got a whole bunch of micro engineering code 55 rail here. What do the ties look like? So you can also lay your own ties, and I've got a jig for that. So what you do, ties, skipping every fifth tie, lay the ties in, and then take a piece of like 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch blue masking tape, and then tape that on top. Now you can join these up to make longer sections. I've got two that can join together, and I didn't glue these down. I just taped them down. I think that's just fine. Um, and it takes a while. Lay all the ties in, and then it's just like the old days. I remember my dad on the Model Railroad Club. They hand laid a lot of track in HO, and they did make a jig for creating tie strips. This is the Fast Tracks version for curves. So there's 3 curves here. Yep. So I can imagine, JP. I decided that I would not start with turnouts, only because that requires a lot more precision in making sure you get everything just right. Because guess what? Turnouts are the places where things can get really fiddly. Hey, great, Brad. You're 452. You'll be catching me soon because you have a lot better content than I do. Um, I'm just here flapping my lips around and occasionally working on my layout or getting stymied by electrical problem. But I'll figure this out. So that's the fast track stuff. Like I said, this is not inexpensive. This is the bit of money, uh, and including that I did like 3 different orders, figuring out what I needed. But yeah, I got a lot of ties. These are highest quality lumber, made in Canada. So I believe all this stuff is made in Canada. I think Fast Tracks actually has an affiliate location in northern New York, um, where they're shipping from. Maybe that we're avoiding paying some of the T words, but yeah, okay. So, what did I get? Did you get their radius guides? Yes, I have these sweepsticks that I could use for flex track. There's sweepsticks and there's the straight ones. Now I also have metal versions of these things that, for those of you who don't know, I think some of you have these. I'll get out the forget who did these. I'll tell you in a moment. Here, I'm off the camera again. Sorry, I had to go and grab stuff. These are called Traxetta, and these are metal. I've got 21. I've got a 15, an 18, which doesn't line up with anything, and a straight track. And I use these to attempt to lay my flex track in straight lines and curved radiuses. Amazing, they don't always have. These are the only ones that I found. Traxetta. Not even sure that these are manufactured anymore. But these are the fast track versions. They're laser cut out of that really small plywood or whatever wood they make that out of. But yeah, so there's those there. Hey, Klondike 421 subs, cool. Dwight's getting close to 1,000. He's going to close in. He needs about 70 more people to get to 1,000. So I don't think like Dwight was like, oh, I'm going to catch up. All right, Traxetta are still made in the UK. That's cool. And Andy, you make HO or N scale as well. I mean, I know they make N scale, but they make an HO track seta as well. I think those would be larger. Okay. Uh, Dwight's is smiling. All right. So yeah, we're closing in on 10 o'clock my time, and you can do the math. But let's see, Dwight's getting close to noon. My mom's closer to 1, and it's even later than that. Was it 5 hours? So maybe 6 p.m. maybe for Andy in the UK. Yeah, I like the custom radius, and you can connect them together. You can make an easement if you get enough of different, like, um, if you get enough of these. I only have one of these, but now that I've got the big outlay, the only other investment would be, I think these are about $100, not including shipping. So if I indeed end up going that way, yes, I'm going to lock that in my brain, Dwight, to go to the membership show. Thanks for reminding me. We only got thing going on tomorrow is just watching football. I have next week. I'm not working next week. I said the dub word. But yeah, I'm not dubbing next week. That's what we'll call it, dubbing. Okay. Okay. The first live is at noon and the other one is at 12:30. Okay. So 10 o'clock my time and 10:30. All right. So people remember that. Dwight, if you want to, you can put your link to your show up in here so people can remember to go and join your show. For those of you that don't know about Dwight's show, Dwight always has lots of interesting things to share with us. Sneaking in supplies for railroad construction. Yeah, I saw one of my friends posted. He said, um, "Hey, it's the perfect time of year to just sneak in whatever you want into the house and tell your opposite number, oh, don't look." And then you go and sneak into the bathroom and chow down on a bucket of chicken. And I told him, yeah, my dog would out me in a moment. Don't ask me how I'm going to do it all. Okay. All right. And what does Liz say? I'm hoping to make your usual live tomorrow. So the usual time is not the usual time anymore. I think it's 1. So if you're a member of Dwight's show, no link. I haven't set it up yet. Okay. Um, yeah, 12:30 is his new normal time. 12:30 Central Time, Central U.S. time, and then 12 o'clock for his other show. Yeah, 12:30 Central. So 10:30 for us people on the west coast of the U.S. All right. Well, folks, 10 o'clock. I got to get busy debugging my new problem. But yeah, yeah, one for the Muppets and one for first class. Although, man, I think it's probably just one for the guys in the Statler and Waldorf up in the wings yucking it up, which is more like what it is. Um, Ron's got skinny legs. Okay, there you go. That's my uh, Statler or Waldorf impression for you. So there we go. We're going to tie up this. We're going to say, what? What, Andy? Get to the chopper. And of course, we're going to say, well, let's go and take one look over here at poor little Rocky. He's way up high, thinking, where are the trains? So bye, Rocky. And, I'll be back. All right. That's all I got for you, folks. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Um, and we're going to set up the outro here. And we are going to play the outro, and we'll say, I'll be back again. Okay. See you next time, next week. Our layout photos of the month for January 2025. Happy New Year. We'll see you next year. All right. Thanks, everybody.